morning, everybody. This is Jenny. I am at the barn today, this is a video of me at the barn, and I brought Stella over. The horse you see running is panicking because all the horses are going in except him or her. I can't tell which it is with the blanket on. I brought Stella and Aurora over to the round pen. Right now, Stella's in there alone. Aurora didn't come in. So I thought maybe I would have my coffee and we'd look at pretty pictures of Stella in the snow and see how the day went. I set up the little GoPro knockoff. I can never say the name of this camera. Let's see, AKASO. Akaso, I don't know. And it was AKASO. It's a good little camera. I like it. A lot cheaper than a GoPro. And it does the trick. So I had it set up on the tripod, and I'm holding the tripod in my hand. It's a little tripod. It's a little handheld one, I think. So yeah, looking at the horses run back and forth, and thought I would do today is Saturday, January 6th, 2024. It snowed outside this morning, so I suppose when I go out to the barn, we'll have more of the same out there. And we might take the horses over to this little round pen. It's a little bit of walk across the snow, but it's no big deal. They lead together pretty well. Sometimes when they're coming across that grassy area, though, I think they know when there's two of them. I'm obviously not in as much control as I'd like to be as far as leading my horse. So we play a little game, and they're pretty good. It's eat a little, walk a little, eat a little, walk a little. Cheep, 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 walk a lot, talk a little more. That's a song for chickens. We used to sing that. Anyways, I won't sing a song to you. That's what it reminded me of. So I'm just sitting here. Like I said, it's Saturday. I got polo ponies this afternoon. I'm not sure what I'm looking at there in the video. I brought out 2 flakes of hay and 2 buckets. I put the other bucket away. Actually, I brought out 1 flake of hay and I split it into 2 piles. They have hay all day long. They don't really need to eat. You can see they're not skinny. This ritual keeps my horses coming to me when I call. My horses come to me pretty much every single time I call, especially this one. If I go out there and just yell, Stella, she looks up and she starts heading my way because she's a hungry, hungry hippo, and she knows I always bring grain and I always bring food. And even though she might have someone sit on her occasionally, I don't think she minds. She's such a funny girl. Yesterday I brought her in and we did her feet. I've been doing her feet and taking Aurora to the farrier. Cost about $65 to get a trim every 6 weeks. It's not a lot of money, but Stella's feet are nice and easy, and she's like easy to handle as far as picking up her feet and filing them and stuff. But I think I've been pretty, cautious when it comes to trimming her feet. So I haven't been very aggressive. I've been very cautious, and I don't think I've been taking off enough. So yesterday, I watched myself a couple more little feet trimming videos, get my confidence up, and then I went to the barn, tied her in the aisle, so she wasn't eating so much, which makes it a lot easier if they're not moving their head around when you're picking up their feet. And we played in the aisle. So this is one of the things I do to actually get a horse, at the mounting block. Having the mounting block next to the horse. I groom the horse from the mounting block a lot because I'm short and that way I can give them a nice back rub because I can get leverage there. And they get to know that just because they're at the mounting block doesn't mean they're going to be sat on. Now, of course, she doesn't have an outfit on, so there's no real reason to think that I would jump on her, except for the fact that I have jumped on her without a saddle on, so she can't trust me. So she never knows. But she has been getting better and better about not being so... she was doing this thing where she would turn her butt away, like right there when I'd get, horizontal or whatever, lined up easily. She would twist that butt out away, but she's not doing that so much anymore. She's getting a lot better at that. So I think She realizes that I'm not such an evil person to sit on her. When I do sit on her, we usually 5 minutes maybe. Yesterday, she is funny though, because I was trying to teach her to um, walk up to the mounting block for dismount as well. And so she knows that if she runs back to the mounting block, if she goes back to the mounting block, I might get off. So yesterday, she was so funny. She says, let's try. And when we got to the end of the arena, the furthest place away from the mounting block, she's like, well, let's trot. And she took me back as fast as she could to the mounting block and then stood there in the corner like, get off. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, one more time around and then I will. The only reason I didn't get off right there is because I didn't want her to learn completely that I do everything you say. But I did get off of her after one more lap, just like I promised. She is so fun. So Stella is my favorite. So let's see what else is going on today. Like I said, I got polo horses this afternoon. I do on therapy horses on Mondays and Thursdays. And I've been doing the Humane Society on Wednesdays. So I'm trying to keep my schedule pretty full. The hardest part so far is remembering what day of the week it is, because that seems to change. So out here I'm just kind of watching my girl eat. Like I said, sitting here drinking my coffee and saying hi. So January 6th, 2024. So I don't know. An anniversary of a bad day. I was wondering if I should talk politics. We could really get people to stay away from our channel. But since some of my, I'm sorry, I got a notification. Some of my followers are probably from other countries, maybe. They really could give a shit about American politics, except for American politics tends to blow up the world. Okay, my husband's now just walked in the door, so now I'll be quiet. So I think I'll stop that there if I can figure out how to turn this off for a second. So one of the things I do with my horses at Liberty here, sorry, I walked away and walked back, so if I was that didn't flow, that's why. Anyways, what I'm doing here is I just touch my horses, check them out at Liberty while they're eating. They don't care, that makes them happy. Now you do have to realize when you do stuff like this, like she's not focused on me, she's focused on her food. So she could actually, it's probably more likely she's to like spook going the wrong way because she's paying attention to her food, really, not me. Dogs are driving me insane. My husband's little dog is so cute and so freaking annoying sometimes. He's got that dog stuck to him like glue, so every time he leaves the room, it whines constantly. So basically I'm just hanging with him. Again, look, it snowed and I'm not wearing a coat. It doesn't look like I don't have a hat on and I don't have mittens on, and those aren't real boots, those are just boots. They're not snow boots. So I get all those kind of boots at the Goodwill, $7.99 a pair. I went to the nice shop one time and got some shoes and spent a lot of money for them. And because I got a bonus that year, I got a pretty good bonus that year, and I bought a really nice pair of boots for like almost $150. And yeah, they didn't last any longer than those ones did. So I'm not very good with my clothes. I'm not very good with my belongings. I'm a tough love all the way. Even if you're a pair of jeans, you're tough love with me. So I realize I don't deserve to have I don't take care of my stuff well enough to deserve to have nice things. I don't wear diamonds because I lose them. I don't wear nice clothes because I spill on them. So I ran off to go get Aurora. So here we're seeing what Stella does when Stella is not being watched by anybody but herself. So doesn't she know to stay in the camera? What a bad girl. What a bad horse. We should fire her. She doesn't know that she's supposed to be in the shot. See if I can scooch forward a little bit since yeah, I can. Okay, so when you do the camera recorder this way, there you go. Or at least you can fast forward through the video a little bit. If I do it the other way, in the editing program, you have to talk the whole time and then cut it later. So, anyways, so Stella's just on her own, wandering around, trying to eat up this flake of hay before her sister comes over, because I think she knows what I'm up to. I'm off getting Aurora. I brought enough hay over for two, and yeah. So she's trying to scarf up the food before Aurora gets there. She's I like Stella very much. My biggest fear is one of these days Stella's mom, who is I think she's about, I consider me leasing this from, Stella's mom is like in her 20s. Stella's grandma, or I guess it would be her great-grandma. The girl that owns her's grandmother is the one I've been basically leasing the horse from. Now, like I said, the girl's in her, I think she's 20 now. She's obviously very young, and I think she's into boys now instead of horses. So I've been leasing Stella for over 2 years. I've known Stella for over 3 years now. She came into the therapy barn as a program horse. She did not like her job as a therapy horse. She started, biting and just at the mounting block, she would just reach over and bite someone because she just didn't like the job. So they kicked her out of the program because she was a lease. That means she goes back to her owner. And they weren't really in a position to or wanted to take her back because she was just not being used because the girl was into other things right now. But I liked her a lot. I like her a lot. So I took her on as a lease because I had a free stall. And so she really didn't cost me anything other than farrier and supplements. And yeah, so not too bad. But I don't have a free stall anymore. So she's over here on rough board, which is not, like I said, it's like $200 and some odd a month, $250 a month, I think, which isn't bad. Now, Aurora's on full board, but I keep her in the rough board pasture. So she has a stall available to her, but I don't keep her in her stall. So that works out really well. But my fear is that one of these days that young lady, is going to say, I want my horsey back. And it would break my heart to not have Stella in my life. So hopefully one of these days she's going to get pregnant or something and say, why don't you just take her off my hands permanently? Or she just lets me lease her permanently, which is probably the better thing. Because as long as I'm leasing her, if something was to happen to me, she would go back to her person. I knew that was going to happen. I let them work that out. You already had your food, Stella. She's like, but you have food. And Roar's like, no, I don't think so. This is get away. Are you sure? Because it's right there, and I think you have an apple in there. You don't like apples. Yeah, I like this apple. That's too cute. That is just too cute. So, Sunday morning coffee and horses in the round pen. So, that's what we did today. And today we're going to, like I said, go to the polo barn. Hopefully the horses are out. If not, we'll have to exercise them. I got turnout tomorrow morning, so I'll get there early and turn them out before my boss can say no. And if nothing else, I can get their stalls clean and then bring them in before I leave. But that's the only problem with mud. She doesn't mind them being out in the snow, but she doesn't want them out in the ice and the slippy mud. She's had horses that have broken legs before, and she's a little shy when it comes to that. So don't ignore the date on these videos because I can't get this little camera to know what time of day it is. These two are so funny. Well, I'll leave you with that because it looks like we're almost done with this video. And thanks for having coffee with me and looking at what Stella and Aurora were up to this day. Nothing too exciting, just watching horses and zoning out. So there we go. Thank you very much, and like, subscribe, and even turn on the little notification bell. I think that helps as well. So talk to you later, folks. Have a good day.